There's a narrative floating around right now that surcharging is hurting businesses, that customers hate it, that it's driving people away, and that merchants who use it are losing sales. I want to address that directly today because the data and the reality on the ground tell a much more complete story than that headline does. First, let's be clear about what surcharging actually is. When a customer pays with a credit card, the merchant is charged an interchange fee by the card networks and the issuing bank. Surcharging is the practice of passing that cost to the customer who is choosing to pay with a credit card rather than absorbing it as a business expense. It is legal in most states, it is fully disclosed at the point of sale, and it has been growing steadily as more and more businesses look for ways to protect their margins. Now, is there consumer pushback?
Yes, some. A recent survey did show that certain customers will cancel a transaction when they see a surcharge added to the bill. I'm not going to pretend that data doesn't exist, but here's the context that usually gets left out of that conversation. The businesses that experience the most friction from surcharging are typically the ones that implement it without a clear upfront communication strategy. The customer sees it at the end of the transaction and feels surprised. That surprise is the problem, not the surcharge itself. When a business discloses the fee clearly at the door, on the menu, or at the counter before the customer commits to anything, the dynamic changes completely. The other thing to understand is that surcharging does not apply to debit cards. Customers always have an option to avoid the fee. That's an important part of the conversation. You're not trapping anyone. You're giving people a choice and being transparent about the cost of the payment method they're selecting. From a business perspective, the math is hard to argue with. If you're processing $200,000 a month in credit card volume at an effective rate of 2.5%, that's $5,000 a month leaving your business in processing fees. $55,000 over the course of a year. For a lot of businesses, that's profit. That's payroll, that's reinvestment capital. Surcharging has been one of the most significant tools available to merchants over the last several years. And the businesses that have implemented it properly are protecting margins that their competitors are bleeding out on every single transaction. The trend is not reversing.